The Naturalist was off to a pretty good start at first, but over a week into playing this update, and fans are very disappointed with how stable this game is recently. And to sum it up, Red Dead is actually in an incredibly poor spot, bug-wise and stability-wise. There are major problems Rockstar needs to sort out to get this game back into a proper operating state, and the majority of fans on console cannot even connect to the game, and tons of players on PC, including myself, are having their fun ruined by cheaters, or even worse, those cheaters are stealing their personal and sensitive information. The great news is that Rockstar, who honestly can never be too late with things, has come out to inform us on their Rockstar Support Twitter account, and they had to say the following. We are aware some players are experiencing connection issues with Red Dead Online, and we are currently working on a fix and will share any updates as soon as they are available. One thing you have the power to do right now is send Rockstar any feedback on game suggestions, but also more importantly, bugs and glitches you encounter, so please utilize the Rockstar links in my description box down below. Lots to talk about today, Hazard Gang, so sit back, relax, and if you enjoy this video at any point, or if you just find it helpful, let me know by dropping a like on it, and if you want to stay up to date with everything Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online, consider hitting that subscribe button. Now, there are a ton of different complex issues with Red Dead Online right now. Sure, the Naturalist role is a great time to rank up, and as with any new role, leveling up the Outlaw Pass despite somewhat weaker rewards this time around, and even the cosmetic items and equipment to enjoy are things worthy of praising, but let's get down to business and see what's really wrong with the game here. I don't want to make this sound like I'm complaining, but more so bringing issues in front of everybody so that Rockstar can also tackle these issues themselves. So first, let's talk about disconnects. This issue is so widespread across Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. I can't speak too much for Stadia because I don't play on it, but also typically Red Dead Online issues most of us have don't really happen with Stadia because of the way networking in the game's netcode works. But either way, the issue is perhaps the worst it's ever been with the Naturalist update. The disconnects are always bad. You can have an open NAT type, be using an Ethernet cable, and have 8 ping, 940 megabits per second down, and 940 megabits per second upload, but you will still disconnect constantly in this game, and it's worse for some over others, of course, but way too many players have trouble with connection for this to just be an issue with the user or the user's fault. Like, this isn't 2003 anymore. Wi-Fi in homes and apartments is so solid, and there is no reason that when Rockstar Support contacts you with a response for your connection troubles, they tell you to reboot your system and use an Ethernet cable. That actually isn't solving any problems. But the next biggest issue players are having, and I think this is system-wide as well, is legendary animal spawns. Now, there's a little bit of discrepancy with what's going on with these animals here. The normal animals seem to be fixed for the most part, and that's something we can all be happy about, and that's great news for us. But in terms of legendary animals, most players, at least that I'm noticing on my own YouTube comments and on Twitter and Reddit and in the greater community as a whole, things could definitely be better on this front. Some players report legendary animals have a much higher chance of spawning below rank 15, but that definitely is not how the role is designed. Even when you reach a higher level as a naturalist, the game even tells you that you have a much higher chance of finding legendary animals with the new skills and abilities you unlock along the way, so obviously that is not how this role is supposed to be designed, where the higher your level naturalist you are, the less legendary animals you see in the free roam. It doesn't make any sense, and Rockstar needs to look into this issue in depth and figure it out. Moving on to another large issue related to legendary animals, these are the legendary animal hunting missions for Harriet Davenport. And thankfully, there's no issues with those animals spawning in those missions, but a player will quite often black screen during the time the mission tries to load up for the player. It's happened to me plenty of times so far on both PC and even recently here on PlayStation 4 as well, and when Rockstar finally got around to patching the black screen bugs for the Moonshiner role, it only happened maybe 7 or 8 times since then, so about 7 or 8 times in about a half-year period. But when this was unpatched, every third Moonshine cell was a black screen, and while legendary animal hunt black screens do not occur quite as often as the Moonshine ones did, it's still frustrating to deal with because you need to relaunch your game. Plus, along with all of those other issues, it just makes for a bad experience, and we want these kinds of things to work properly. Rockstar implements content in this game where we as players rely on loading screens to bring us into a certain lobby to do a certain mission, but so often does something cause a link to break and you're stuck in this loading screen forever. And it's really disheartening to always see this happen time and time again with each new DLC update with this game. But next up is the PC cheaters. This is a big one. The Twitch community has been under attack recently by modders, and while I'm pretty tempted to do a video exclusively on the rampant cheating on PC, it's gotten really bad with this new update. I've been in contact with Rockstar support trying to escalate the issue more and more, and just like many other people may have, it's the same automation BS with them. Unless you keep at them like a pest every hour refreshing that ticket with a new message, you're not going to get in touch with a human customer support rep there. You're just going to keep getting crafty and honestly a little bit intelligent bot replies that pick keywords out of your message that they then try and explain the issues to you using those, but you have to keep on them about it. Anyways, off topic, but the cheating on PC right now is completely out of hand. Cheaters can spawn any game asset on you that they want, and they can completely manipulate the game in their favor and against you as a player. And if they know your social club, just something so simple as your social club name, they can obtain your Rockstar ID, and then you're toast. They can inject themselves into your session no matter what you're doing and no matter what your session you're in. Even if it's a solo legendary bounty that you're doing alone, they can join in the middle of it. They can get your IP address, your internet service provider, your latitude and longitude coordinates, your zip code, your state, country, region, first name, last name, and phone number, all connected to your Rockstar Social Club account. And then they can blame you for killing the lobby. And what's been happening on Twitch recently is one cheater in particular has been disguising himself as my friends and ruining their streaming reputations. This needs to end, but unfortunately with this specific problem, I don't see Rockstar ever fixing it, as they never really did anything about it in GTA Online since it released, and honestly, I don't expect them to do anything here either. But now moving on to smaller issues, but still big bugs overall for the game. The Butcher's Table is unavailable currently for players who have not yet purchased the trader role. Honestly, it's really strange how this got bugged out in the first place, but it's something Rockstar needs to fix ASAP, as players are literally blocked off from obtaining a new piece of content in the game. Now, as you may have realized, bounty hunter missions as well are also bugged again. They do not pay you money, gold, or XP, so they are pointless to do, and even the daily challenges for the bounty hunter missions are bugged, probably because of the missions themselves. You're not getting the rewards, most likely because the game isn't registering that you're completing anything, thus any challenges revolving around bounty hunter will not work as well. And lastly, a good bug I guess in some ways, stranger missions are paying out double gold, and unfortunately though, not all stranger missions work, and that's the bad thing here. Most of them actually are unavailable to accept in the first place, but the ones that you are lucky enough to be able to start result in a double gold payment. So theoretically, if you were able to spend a half hour on a stranger mission to get the XP money and gold cap, you technically have the potential to earn up to 96 gold nuggets instead of the usual 48 gold nuggets you get for the 30-minute time cap. Now, I'm sure there are many other smaller bugs or even others I may have missed mentioning, so please let me know any other major problems or bugs or glitches you're encountering in Red Dead Online down in the comments. But please submit feedback to Rockstar and report all of these issues directly to them using the links in the description down below. They always encourage players to use these features, and now is definitely not a time to stop, so please use those. They hold those feedback submission tools to a really high standard for some reason, because it all probably goes directly to them and their databases, and they don't need to go scouring the web for information on their own game, even though they should have it all on hand anyway. But that is where we're going to wrap up the video here today. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video, and hopefully if you did, hopefully I earned your like on it. And of course, if you are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Red Dead Online, Red Dead Redemption 2, and even Rockstar games as a whole. We'll be sure to keep you guys up to date with updates, news, information, tips, tricks, and even leaks, and we'll keep you guys updated here on the channel daily, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. But if you guys also want to follow me over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected with me outside of YouTube. I practically live on all three of those websites, and you can feel free to strike up a conversation or even ask me a question. But whatever it may be, you can follow me at HazardousHDTV, and all of my social media links, including my Discord, can be found in the description down below. With that said, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next Red Dead Online video. Adios, amigos.